Find the Flame goes so hard. That stage is great. That stage is great. AC8 was fun. I know Ace Combat 8 goes fucking hard, man. You got no idea. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the preview. Kazuya is definitely my favorite plane. But yeah, things have been getting better for T8. Just as they've been patching it up. Because what happened after the disaster Season 2 patch was Harada basically got control back of the game. Because the whole deal was like Harada was in control of the game during its initial development, but then after its launch, it got handed off to another team who was handling like all of the post-launch and the balance patches and etc. That new team did all of Season 1's patching and the Season 2 update. But then the Season 2 update was so bad that Harada was able to basically get control back of the game, and he fired that team and brought his team back on to do the post-launch stuff for Tekken 8 now. So they've been slowly but surely fixing things, just trying not to break all of it by making some crazy, like, drastic sweep. And it's been getting better. Like, every patch, I do go back and enjoy the game a little more. If you don't set up some special server, Half-Life 1 downloads custom maps at like 56k speeds? No. Did you hear the Assassin's Creed boss left the company? He's been with Ubi for 20 years and basically worked on every AC game. I did. I didn't talk about this on stream, and weirdly, no one brought it up. Now that, what's that? Now that I'm mentioning it, I'm surprised that no one brought it up. Although I'm also surprised that I forgot to talk about it. We found out that after Assassin's Creed, what's it, Shadows? The Japan one? I don't remember the name. I think it's Shadows. After the Japan one, the plan was to make an Assassin's Creed set in the US immediately after the Civil War. And you were going to play as a freed slave who ended up working with the assassins. But because of Assassin's Creed Shadows and all of the backlash against the historical inaccuracies of that story, Ubisoft executives told them that doing another historical setting like that, you know, people would be upset if you did any, like, fiction within that setting, is not allowed anymore, basically, and they canceled that project. They're not making that project because the backlash against Shadows was so severe. They're like, nope. Any historical setting that could upset people if we get fictional about it, we're not touching anymore. We can't do it. Would have played an escaped slave? Oh, maybe it was escaped slave. I don't remember. I know it was supposed to be after the Civil War ended. I think was the plan. / shakes my head. It's such a crazy overcorrection in my mind. And like, at least as far as I see it. Like, you got backlash on one game because Japan, I guess. I don't really know why people were specifically upset with that one. But the game still sold perfectly fine. Like, it didn't end up affecting the success of the game much at all. But just because the backlash happened, the execs were basically like, nope, we can't do historical fiction anymore, sorry. Can't do it. Talk about throwing out the baby with the bathwater. It really is, it's crazy to me. That off of just one game getting some backlash, they were like, nope, no more historical fiction. That thing that AC has always been, like, in every single game since the first one, can't do that anymore. Sorry. That is the whole series. It is, like, genuinely, there is not an AC game that hasn't been historical fiction. So I don't get why they're suddenly like, nope, can't do it. People were angry. Especially 'cause that setting sounds so cool. Like, America directly after the Civil War is such a good setting. Like, at the point where, you know, peace was declared, but tensions would still be pretty high. Like, a lot of people would still be pretty... I guess tension was a good word. Tense about the whole thing. Because of the current climate. It was basically in response to the Shadows response. I heard you could kill clan members. Yeah, apparently, like, the basic outline was that the KKK was going to be aligned with the Templars. I just don't trust Ubisoft's writing. I mean, their writing has never been great. You guys remember fucking Da Vinci being like a master assassin in Assassin's Creed 2? Their writing has never exactly been Shakespeare, but it's fun. Like, it's always been good, stupid fun. No, it was Da Vinci, not Shakespeare. God damn it. Da Vinci. Yeah, in Assassin's Creed 2, he was a master assassin who helped out Ezio. It's crazy shit. But, like, it's fun. It's just, it's stupid, it's silly, but it's fun. They're like, oh yeah, this world-famous painter of the time. Historical painter. Yeah, he was actually an assassin. One of the best. Good somehow? I feel like that's crazy. I don't know where that's coming from. Oh, come on. Ow. That hurt. Builder slash creator, I guess. The Typhoon is so slick in this game. It's wild. Oh, sorry. Yeah, he didn't assassinate. He made the tools for the assassins. Like, the hidden blade was his thing. My bad. God, it's been too long since I played. I just remember him being there and being an assassin. I should see, I say that, but I feel like if I replayed Assassin's Creed 2 now, I probably wouldn't like it as much. I feel like it's one of those games that I probably, at least for the time being, should not go back to. It's gonna be like a Spider-Man 3, Where, like, I remember it coming out and being such a fun, awesome movie, like a finale to the trilogy, and then I watched it, like, a few years ago, and I was like, oh god, Spider-Man 3 does suck. Like, people aren't crazy. No, this movie is bad. He was friends with Ezio's father, who was one of the best assassins. Okay.
Inbound cruise missile.
This makes sense. Where this confusion came from. Took a whole nap on lunch. Hey. This working from home thing, huh? Pretty great. Pretty nice. You mentioned that on your stream yesterday, right? That's not me leaking the details. That you're temporarily working from home. Everyone in your office. Yeah, okay. I thought so.
Warning, incoming missile. Missile missed. Missile was evaded.
Hey, Valentine. Within, like, the last minute, could we, you know, boost me up there to try to catch back up? To all the lost progress from the saving fiasco? Yes, okay. Playing like normal is fine for most of it, but then just by the end, boost it right up. Because we lost who knows how many wins from just not knowing that. It took Hot Sauce digging through like the True Achievements forums to find it. Because no one played AC6. Unfortunately. Great game. Thanks, Hot Sauce. Thanks, Hot Sauce. I want Marvel Spider-Man 3 from Insomniac. I would want that too. But I also, like, I don't know what they would do with that. Because I feel like Spider-Man 2 kind of does wrap up a trilogy. Like, as much as I would want more from them, I feel like they kind of already wrapped up their Spider-Man story. Now that I played Spider-Man 2. Honestly, it feels like they did all the big, like, plot beats and stuff and tied it all up, and I kind of wish they didn't do that so soon.
We have radar lock on.
They could do Spider-Verse. But yeah, I wish they didn't, like, wrap everything up so soon. Because it feels like they could do a sequel, but there's really not much reason to, if that makes sense. What's the next series you're going to be playing? For streams or videos? Ooh. Oh, shit. My bad, my bad. I forgot. Shoot me. Shoot me down. I forgot. Videos? I don't have the video, the next series of videos planned. No. I'm sorry. I forgot that's how it worked in BR. Shit. My bad. My bad. My brain was like, yep, we need more points to win. He's a pretty different superhero now. Yeah. Spoilers for Insomniac Spider-Man 2. Mute me for a second if you don't want to hear. This is like literal last scene of the story sort of thing. So, you know, if you don't want to hear it, mute me for a quick second. But massive spoiler in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They have him quit being Spider-Man at the end of the game. Like he gives it up and hands it off to Miles so that he can just live a normal life from that point on. He basically is like, no, you got this. I'm gonna be normal now. It says that the city only needs one. So they could certainly do more with Miles, but almost definitely outside of like making a quick appearance probably near the end or something for a hype moment, I think Peter is pretty soundly put off to the side. What happened to Great Responsibility, bro? What are they doing? Yeah, they have him quit at the end.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
I should have changed the map.
Inbound cruise missile.
Oh god, we're in different planes. Uncle Ben died for nothing. I didn't love it either. That was part of where I was like, what? Why are we doing this so soon?
Missile struck target. Fox 2.
I didn't see you go to the Hornet. It's fine. It's fine. Maybe we could even it out. Happened in the second movie. Yeah, but there wasn't a replacement for him in that case. I feel like it's different with Spider-Man 2. Because they really do just hand it off to Miles. They're like, no, you're Spider-Man now. You got it. And I like Miles, but I would prefer to have both. Like, I like them both being there. I thought that was great in 2.
Warning, incoming missile. Missile evaded.
Oh, that's a bridge.
Shut down.
We'll also have Cindy Moon. That's right, they did tease Cindy. I forgot. They did tease Cindy Moon. Miles' new costume at the end of the game was awful. It was. The new costume they gave him at the end was actually terrible. I agree. Wholeheartedly. The one with the one with his hair sticking out of it. I feel like that same costume would have been fine without the hair sticking out. It's just that one thing I was like, ooh. Oh, I don't like a Spider-Man with hair. I did not need a Spider-Man with hair.
Engage the enemy.
Wow. The waiting on these planes. It's kind of crazy. Is that a super... Yeah, I forgot about the post-credits scene, actually. But I definitely don't think Peter is involved in that. At least not much.
Warning, incoming missile. Shut down.
All the costumes in both games were trash. I feel like most of the suits that you can unlock in Marvel's Spider-Man, while cool for being there in a lot of cases because they're like a reference to one specific comic, yeah, a lot of them just don't look great. I agree. Damn it. It was a good attempt. I can't wait for Wolverine to get the Nike suit at the end of the game. Bro, it's gonna go crazy. They gave Miles the forbidden haircut. They did. Oh, true. They did set up Carnage. Now with Venom, like, so definitively dead, I don't really know what they want. Now that you bring that up, I forgot they set up Carnage in the side story. It's so weird. Like, just thinking about that, like, what? Where are they going with that? Because I feel like Venom and Carnage, like, you know, you gotta have both of them there. I think it's funny they cast yet another Australian as Wolverine. It is kind of funny. There was supposed to be a standalone Venom game. Was there? I don't remember hearing about that. I don't know how the fuck they would do that. Because at the end... I don't remember that. I remember the live service game leaking, but I don't remember anything about a Venom game. Maybe it's just my memory failing me. Do an RGG and retcon the death? I mean, they could. But Venom is like so definitively dead. Like entirely dead. At the end of Spider-Man 2. Similar in size to Miles. Oh. Bro, you know what was so wasted in that game, I felt like? The playable Venom character, I guess. Because at first, I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. And then it never happened again. You play as him once for like 10 minutes. And then never again. One dude who exploded in Yakuza 0 was brought back. Yeah, RGG's retcons get crazy. Just being like, no, this guy didn't die. He's fine. Damn, this F-22. Too evasive. Whoosh. Rubber explosions, am I right? Why did they make Lee look so much like Yakuza 5 Saejima? It's crazy, right? They look like the same fucking person. It was supposed to be that way? What do you mean? Is there behind the scenes lore I'm not aware of? Lee is Saejima's dad theory? No. Saejima is like the same age as Majima, give or take. Anyone hear the rumors of a Pokemon MMO? I did hear a little about that. I don't know how legit that is, but I heard about it.
Inbound cruise missile.
I'm so excited to see X-Men stuff in an Insomniac game with Wolverine. That's gonna be so fucking sweet. Like the Sentinel at the end got me so excited at the end of the trailer. Just so happens that Majima gets attached to this one guy who looks like Saejima and then dies. I could see that a little bit. I feel like he doesn't really get attached to Lee as much as he does Makoto, though. Maybe it's just been a while, because it kind of has been a while, actually, already. We never had a video game Wolverine ripping people into bits. We did have one back on like the 360. It was a movie tie-in. It was one of the Hugh Jackman movies. It was a tie-in for that, but it was like only one version of the game because it was that era where like movie tie-in games. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Thank you. I was like, which one was it? That one had him ripping people apart. And it was like only that specific version of the game because they had all sorts of like, you know, there was a PS2 version, there was a PC version, yada yada, but like only the one version on the 360 or whatever actually had him ripping people up like that.
Complete. All aircraft return to base. Alpha 1.
That one is seen as like one of the most underrated gem superhero games generally. From back then, when like most licensed tie-in games were just total shit. So did Saijima and Majima. I don't even mean that. I just mean like he doesn't seem attached to Lee as a person as much as he seems attached to Makoto. Like it felt, at least to me, like he became close with Lee more out of like a mutual goal rather than like them just being great friends like man to man or some shit like what Yakuza normally portrays. Like maybe I'm misremembering and I'm just not, like I'm forgetting a scene or something, like an important scene, but I don't remember them ever having like a moment where they're ideals or anything aligned and they were like, oh, we're like best friends now. They never had their stepbrothers moment. I gotta look up that Wolverine game now. X-Men Origins Wolverine game. A video game. Yeah, there was like a mobile version, a DS version, a PS2 version, a PSP, and a Wii version. And all of those were one version of the game, but then the PS3 and the 360 version were the uncaged edition. And that was the version of the game that was like really well received and violent and all that. Let's just get ties now. Yeah. Yeah. F14 for the win. I'm mostly just choosing random planes for the sake of variety. The game had the better story than the movie. Well, that's not hard, is it? Dude, we should, before Wolverine comes out, we should do like an X-Men Coda stream. The old Capcom fighter that was like the origin of Marvel vs. Capcom, really only in the sense that it had a bunch of X-Men characters. Oh, I dodged it by instinct. My bad. We can play like normal as long as we tie up in the last couple minutes. We can just play it like normal for the hell of it. Tron Evolution. Did it have a good game? Whoa. Uh-oh. Oh, that did hit me. Shit. I tried to get fancy. It did not work.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
Especially since I had already been hit by some flak. Okay. Sorry, X-Men Coda was the origin of MVC, just in the sense that it had like a bunch of X-Men characters, and then their movesets were carried forward into the original Marvel vs. Capcom. So like Wolverine's moveset from MVC 1 and 2 is just Wolverine's moveset, and like his sprite work and everything. It's all from Coda. Because MVC 1 was legitimately just them taking like the X-Men characters from Coda that they wanted, and the other Marvel characters from, I think it was just called Marvel Superheroes, the other Marvel fighter they had made a few years prior. And then taking like some characters from Street Fighter Alpha and just putting them together, and like boom. It was just reused assets and stuff from all those games, all put together into almost like a compilation. The original MVC. MVC 2 had a lot more original work done. But MVC 1 was a lot of just reused stuff from prior games.
Fox 2. Missile missed.
And it was awesome. MVC 1 is so fun.
Missile evaded.
I actually really like MVC 1, even though it's only 2v2 tag fighting and not 3v3. I think it's a blast.
Target hit.
But I also,
Watch
I
out,
don't
the enemy has
mind MVCI that much. The gameplay in MVCI is good.
crashed.
The graphics are awful. The roster was not good. But like the gameplay that's there is great.
Alpha 1, engage the
And Maximilian Dude's project that he put together, the MVCI, or sorry, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Beyond, I think it's called. That makes the game play and look beautiful. MVCI B kicks ass. They have a really good Wesker theme, they do. Infinite and Beyond, so goated. It's so fun. When that came out, I literally bought my buddy who I play fighting games with a copy of MVCI because it was on sale at the time too.
Watch out, the enemy has a lock.
Because Max is fucking crazy when he's doing big projects like that. He reached out to Capcom and coordinated like a sale to coincide with the release of this mod. Like this big overhaul mod for MVCI. So when it came out, I bought a copy for like $7 for my buddy who plays fighting games with me a lot. And we both installed the mod and just fucked around on it, and it was so fun. Ow.
Fox 2. Missile missed.
How much time is on the clock? Oh, 5 minutes, okay.
Incoming missile.
The duos tournament they held at EVO was crazy. I didn't watch much of it, but I did see it. I didn't watch a whole lot of EVO. Me and Owen, friend of the show Owen, were going to, we were planning like last year to go to EVO this year. Because we both got really into Tekken, particularly. But then Tekken 8 was kind of a shit show this year. So we both were like, do we want to spend all this money and go to EVO when like our main fighting game that we're there for is just in a bad state right now? Like we can wait until we have a better like main reason to go. Because obviously there's so much other stuff there other than like the Tekken 8 tournament, but that being the main reason we wanted to go and just have fun with it, and then that reason being kind of shit by the time it came around, we were like, maybe next year. Maybe we'll go to EVO next year. But we were planning on going this year, initially. I gotta train false up on the Tekken by next year as well. Gotta get her ready. We're entering false in the Tekken Evo tournament, boys. No, come on. Come on. If we go and me and Owen are playing in it, you might as well. Because the thing with Evo is everyone who goes, typically, not everyone, but most people who go sign up for at least one game. Because if you're already there and you've paid for the convention and everything,
Warning, incoming missile.
you just might as well. Like, if there's a game there that's running a tournament that you enjoy, even if you know, get out first round, you just play it. Just see how far you get. And Owen and I are sweaty bitches. So for us, there's going to be a little more like, we got to make it through at least a couple rounds. But,
We have radar lock on.
I mean, for you, it's literally no pressure. It's just part of going. It's just part of having fun at. You don't have to.
Fired.
But, like, I will encourage you to.
Missile strike confirmed.
Yeah, they have tournaments outside of the main stage games, too.
Warning, incoming missile.
Like, they just run smaller stuff there for the hell of it as well. Evo is genuinely just like the big gathering of fighting game players where everyone just has fun for a weekend.
You're leaving combat airspace. Turn back immediately.
And the fighting game community is great. It's like, it is a fairly wholesome convention. My god, speaking of fighting game tournaments, did anyone see the, like, 15-year-old Lily player absolutely tearing shit up at the Tekken tournament in France this last weekend? Did anyone see that?
Down.
Any of my Tekken fans in chat see that?
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
She was going crazy. No,
Careful now, they're tracking
I haven't
you
been
on
watching
radar.
much. Yeah, there was a like 15-year-old Lily player who entered and got super far. And, like, beat almost everyone she went up against. Never watched Evo in my life. It's fun.
Missile evaded.
Harada was even tweeting about it because he was just like, wow, this 15-year-old girl showed up and whooped everyone's ass at Tekken. And Harada also loves Lily as a character so much, like more than most. Harada obviously has had a hand in designing like every Tekken character, so he loves all of them in different ways, but Lily is known to be one of his absolute favorites. So he was very excited about it on Twitter when it was happening. Fighters coming back was not on my bingo card. Mine neither, dude. I honestly don't even know why it did, other than obviously,
All aircraft return to base.
you know, Daima is going to make money.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
I would not be shocked in the slightest if... Sorry, hiccup. Oh, let me go save. If down the line we also get a Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, or sorry, Ultra Vegeta 1 release, I wouldn't mind either. But yeah, Fighters coming back from the dead this last weekend was also crazy. I didn't tell False about it because I just didn't. I was kind of tired that morning. There was a lot of context to explain. But yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters is back on the menu, boys. They're doing a new DLC character. They dropped a big balance patch to, you know, get people back on the game and playing again. They genuinely... I mean, how long after... When was the last Dragon Ball Fighters patch? I remember it. It was at least a few years ago. like prior to this new patch that is reviving the game and getting everyone playing again before Daima Goku comes out. God, when was the last patch? This patch is 1.40. Here we go, version history overview. This is what I need. Yeah. September last year was the last patch for the game. And was also, like, when that patch happened, everyone understood that that was the final patch of the game. Like, this is... Fighters is done. This is, like, the final version of the game. It's over. Like, no more DLC. No more balancing. The game is completed. It's done. We're moving on. And then, like, Tokon got revealed as Arxis' new game, right? So especially we were like, okay, Fighters is done. We know what their new game is now. Things are moving forward. But then fucking Evo last weekend, they're just like, oh, by the way, Fighters is back on the menu, boys. They saw they couldn't rely on Sparking Zero. Well, maybe if they gave Sparking Zero more of a budget. Maybe, Bamco? Just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe if you gave the developers some resources. Because the issue that's happening with Sparking Zero right now, and we don't know for certain that this is a budget problem. However, we do know that DLC is taking longer and longer to get made for Sparking Zero, and with every single DLC that's released, the amount of new content within the DLC is going down. Like, less characters, whatever, just less total offering per DLC. And even then, like, the superhero DLC was the first one. That had a super high budget, clearly. Like, you play those characters and you're like, oh my god, they spent so much on this. They are by far the most well-animated, prettiest characters in the game, right? Like, you can just look at it and be like, yep, they spent a fuck ton on these. And then Daima Pack 1, there was some DLC money that you could see just in animations and all that, but it was a little less. And now this new pack has, like, 2 characters that you can tell they spent some solid money on. And then the rest of them kind of just look like shit. So, with things taking longer to do, and each subsequent release having less content despite taking longer, and the quality of that content is also steadily decreasing every time, the writing is kind of on the wall that Bamco, after losing that giant initial wave of players and sales and all that, is not giving Spike a ton of budget to work with on the game. Like, their resources are just dwindling at this point. Sorry, I had to. Bandai has no faith. It really does feel like Bandai, for the most part, is kind of just interested in releasing the game, getting all the initial sales, and then kind of calling it there. Which is fine for, like, Elden Ring. Not so much for, like, a fighting game. Right? It doesn't really work like that for a fighting game. And also, yes, the Fighters patch that did come out is so fucking crazy. Everyone is broken now. Every single character in the game, totally busted. Fighting games used to just come out and that was that. Yeah, but that was a very different environment. And also, what you would see back then, instead of, like, the game coming out and then DLC, is you would see named releases of the game was the big common thing. Or you'd see what Capcom did. I talked about it earlier. Capcom back in the 90s did like that X-Men game, right? And then a year later or something, they did another Marvel fighter that used pretty much the core gameplay of the X-Men game, but just had new characters. And then like another year later, they dropped Marvel vs. Capcom 1, which had pretty much the core gameplay of the last two games, with the characters from X-Men and Marvel superheroes largely being reused. Not everyone was there, but the characters that were there were just pulled from those two games. And then they also pulled characters from Street Fighter Alpha and threw in a tag system. And they were like, boom. Marvel vs. Capcom, new game. And it's a great game. But it really, like, when you get down to it, it is kind of just an update. Like a big DLC drop, like we would think of it nowadays, for the prior two games. Like, that all could have just been one game if it had released today. And they would have released those updates in, like, packs. But, and then, yeah, like, Street Fighter 2 has genuinely, like, 10 different named versions. Street Fighter 3 has the same thing. The Street Fighter Alphas are pretty similar to, like, the Marvel vs. Capcom evolution in that way. Where, like, Alpha 1, most of Alpha 2 is just made up of reused assets and stuff from Alpha 1. Same with Alpha 3. Off of Alpha 2. They would just do, like, named version updates. Like, Tekken 5 had, I can't think of it. Why can I not think of it, chat? Tekken 5, Dark Resurrection. Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection was a named version that came out, like, a year after. Sorry, hiccup. That had some balancing changes and, what's it? And new characters. And yeah, they would balance the arcade machines back in the day by just making new versions of the machine. So you would have to know if you were like going to arcades and actively in the FGC back then. And people who are around today, who used to be around then, talk about this. You would have to check the revision of the machine to know like what characters were in it or what those characters could do in terms of like things getting rebalanced or whatever between revisions. Because, you know, a revision might like break a combo. Like a combo that was broken in the first version doesn't work anymore. So you'd have to know that going into playing on it. Fighting games weirdly have always had this kind of like update culture to them, even going back to like the early 90s. Just in really weird ways compared to what we think of now. Tekken 6 had a named version too. Except Tekken 6 is a little weird because Tekken 6 released as an arcade game first. And then after the arcade game release, they did a named revision for the arcade cabinet. And that named revision was just the console version that came out, but on consoles it was simply titled Tekken 6. I think it's Bloodline Rebellion for Tekken 6. I think that's right. That sounds right. If you're on consoles, it's just called Tekken 6. But that exact version of the game in arcades was Tekken 6 Bloodline Rebellion. And yeah, Tekken 7 had the same thing. I don't remember the name for Tekken 7's either. Tekken 8 was actually the first Tekken game ever to release on consoles before it released in arcades. Which is hilarious looking back. Like, you'd think it would have happened by now. It took until 2024 for a Tekken game to release on consoles first, before they had arcade cabinets. And you would seriously think it would have happened so much sooner. Yeah, 7 was on arcade for like 2 years before console, if I remember right.
Warning, incoming missile.
Had very cool motion blur that I wish would come back. Yeah, well, I don't know. But no, you and Owen can go enter. Man, she's just a hater, chat. Chat, wouldn't you love to see False enter at EVO? Even just in like a smaller tournament, just see what she can do at EVO. You should see this bitch play Law on Tekken. You should see her. She can do crazy shit like press 4444. It's wild what she can do. Do IRL stream Evo? I don't think I could. I could maybe record, but IRL streaming equipment is so expensive. And like Twitch allows you to live stream from your phone, just like with the camera, but it's shit. And the connection is super wonky. Like people who IRL stream carry a backpack with like Wi-Fi in the backpack for the stream to run off of, because relying on like cell service or public Wi-Fi or whatever just doesn't really work.
Stage complete. All aircraft return to base.
Shame Soul Calibur isn't at EVO anymore. It probably is, just not on the main stage. I bet people do still play Soul Calibur there. Battle Royale 10? Chat. Behold. Behold the achievement. Behold. Look at it. That's one. That's one. I had 11 BR wins. So let's do one more of those. Let's do one more of those. Because I had tracked up to 11. Oops. 36 of 49. Hey, man. It's not easy out here, all right? That's how some streamers who visit countries with poor internet service stream. It's the Wi-Fi bag. Yeah, it has a lot of other equipment and stuff in there, too. But... that's just part of it. And that's kind of the main thing you need. You need that, that dedicated Wi-Fi that you just carry with you. And even then, you see it go out at times and, like, jump around because it's still Wi-Fi. Like, it's still not great to stream off of. Live streaming almost requires Ethernet. Like, you can live stream off of Wi-Fi. It's just not going to be consistent. Old school camcorder and vlog. Bro, honestly, for vlogging, all you need is like a new iPhone. Have you seen their cameras? Holy shit. Like, I genuinely see so many YouTubers doing these super high quality productions. And then you see like a behind the scenes shot and they're literally recording on an iPhone. And it every time I'm like, oh my God. I would have thought that was a legit camera they're using. Genuinely, the new iPhone cameras are kind of insane. Starnet or whatever Elon has launched? No, there are services that make like a mobile Wi-Fi modem and router like that. Oh, I didn't get destroyed. I only got hit by a couple. The Brennan Taylor dude I watched, they record with iPhone. Yeah, and it looks great. Like, genuinely, it's shocking when you see it. Because it looks good. I'd probably have to get, like, the lavalier mics. I could get 3 of those. Those can't... That would be maybe like $150. But we could just use iPhone and lavaliers. You haven't... What iPhone do you have, False?
Shut down.
Because I have a pretty recent iPhone, but yours is newer. Which one do you have?
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
I don't remember. I think 16 plus. You're on a 16? Truce? I mean, I could just fly around. Since we're doing one last BR boost. Then there are the other modes too. Is the iPhone 16 the current one? Because holy shit. That would make sense. I got mine in 2021. They release a new one like every year. And I'm on a 12. I have an iPhone 12. My phone is already 4 years old, which is crazy to think about. I feel like I still just got it maybe like a year or two ago. They're on 17? 16 is the latest, okay. It is onto the 17. I have an 11, okay. Never mind, 17 it is. If I can get boosted to the Win 10, perhaps. Look at that. Look at that crazy roll. You probably also have 10. I feel like it's only fair. I must have just saved after like one stream out of habit. If I got one and you didn't. Oh, but I also got one more win earlier by accident. I did do that. So that's also probably a factor. But I wouldn't be surprised if I did save after one stream, coming off of streaming the single player for so long. Oh, I won 2. You're right, because of the jet mismatch as well. No, you are right. Yeah, so I'm at least 2 ahead even without saving. Potentially. I mean, no one in chat seems to hate the idea of a little boost.
Keep an eye on your 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I would gauge the room. No one else seems to mind boosting it up a little bit. I got it in March, and that's what was the latest at the time. Yeah, that sounds right. I was just repositioning. And I kicked my Xbox, like the corner of my Xbox with my pinky toe. Ow. Fuck. Bull's a freak and doesn't even have a phone case. It's true. No phone case. It is true. I don't got one. Doesn't have a phone case? No, sir. I didn't have one on my old phone either. And I've only ever had 2 iPhones my whole life. I had an iPhone 6 for like 7 years.
Aerospace, turn back immediately.
I never broke that one. And I've had this one for like 4 years since I replaced it. No, that doesn't sound right. 6 years probably for the first phone. It was at least 6 years. Show us the back of your phone on camera. Hold on. Oh, it turned off the audio. No case. It's fine. Perfectly safe iPhone. They're built well. They're built well. No cover? No. Look, it's me. Look. It works great. No crack or anything. Phone. Perfect.
Careful now, they're tracking you on radar.
That should be illegal. It works. I'm not getting scammed by the phone case propaganda out here. Say what you will, but I'm not. Shit. I'm playing one-handed. The new Google phone blowing up on Jerry Rig Everything? No.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
New Google phone blow up? Bro, what?
Enemy at 6 o'clock.
Oh my god, the new Google Fold phone. Oh my god. I'm reading an article about it. Nelson said that this is actually the first time a phone has straight up exploded on him during a test. After a decade of testing devices. He does the same things to every phone he tests, so it's not like he treated the Pixel 10 Pro Fold worse than any other devices. In fairness to Google, Elizabeth Chamberlain of iFixit told The Verge that this isn't necessarily a sign that something is wrong with the Pixel 10 Pro Fold. It's possible that Nelson didn't discharge enough battery out of the box before putting the phone through its paces, per Chamberlain. Regardless, if you're Google, you probably don't want a newly released phone exploding live on camera. That's probably true. I don't trust those phones with the folding screens. They are really cool, but I don't know if I necessarily trust it either. I like how cell phone companies used to offer free upgrades every 2 years or so, and now you have to go 2 years before your phone is even paid off. That's why I had my iPhone 6 for so long, was I was waiting until I had like enough built up for the free upgrade. Took 6 years. It took me 6 years to get enough built up to get like the, at the time, new phone. And I still don't have enough for a free upgrade now. I got this like 4 years ago. So, yeah. I just wait until I've got the upgrade. I'm not paying out the ass for a new phone.
Careful now, they're
Those things are like $1,000. It's crazy.
stage complete. All aircraft return to base.
Even if I did trust them, why would I want one? They're kind of
Engage
cool.
the enemy.
How do you get the Apple points? It's not through Apple, it's through my cell provider. Apple would never. Come on now. Apple? Pff. No. No. Apple would never. It's through my provider. Yeah, we can do another BR. I have Google Store credit, so I can buy a phone directly from them. Unlocked on a payment plan. Yeah. I am Mr. No Payment Plan. So I would never. I am like, if I cannot buy it now, I don't need it. The one exception is like a house, obviously. Although if I ever were in a position where I could buy a house in cash. Oh, F-16 we already did. Tornado. Tornado instead. I just went for whatever was right under it. Tornado it is. Oh, they don't allow you to buy it outright either? I tried to buy mine outright and wouldn't let me. What? Just added to your monthly bill. Maybe so. It didn't go up. But it probably is, actually. It probably is. My free upgrade is just a little bit that I pay every month, put off to the side. It took me a second to get what you're saying, but yeah, it probably is, actually. Who's your provider? I'm not gonna say. I think that's a bad idea.
Radar lock. Missile struck target. Missile was evaded.
Track phone, I wish. I should just get a track phone. That would be so legendary. That would be awesome, actually. I should get a track phone. Look at this beautiful plane that we would never legitimately have a reason to fly.
Warning, incoming missile. Missile struck target.
There we go. That's about evened out. In terms of how many shots it'll take, at least it is.
Box 2.
Oh, if those hit. Kind of want Judgment too, but those can wait. Bro, everyone always says that the Judgment games are like the best ones. I don't believe them. There's no way they beat Yakuza 5. Like, there's just no shot.
Missile missed. We have radar lock on.
Chat, anyone want to buy me some games? I don't know if I mentioned, what's it, on stream before. One time I just got like a random friend request on Discord. Like totally no connections or anything. I accept out of curiosity. This was years ago.
Missile was evaded.
And it was legit just someone who messaged me. And they were like, "Hello, good sir. Would you mind buying me a game?" And I was just like, yeah, I'm not, what? Why would I buy you a game? I don't know you. And they were like, please, could you buy me this game? The fuck? No.
Incoming missile.
I remember asking them, I'm like, does this normally work for you? Does just adding random people on Discord and asking for games work? And they're like, normally, yes. People are normally nice enough to do it.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
No fucking way people are nice enough to do that. You kidding me? Absolutely no way. Maybe I should try DMing random strangers and begging. I was just so like, what are you talking about? What game was it? I don't remember. I wonder. I think I remember their first name.
Watch out, the enemy has a lock on you.
Oh my god.
You're leaving combat airspace. Turn back immediately. Crashed.
I did remember their first name. Oh my god.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
This was in 2021. This was 4 years ago. I somehow still remember this. Yeah, they added me and said hi. I said hi, question mark. They said, and I quote, "You give me a copy of Far Cry, please. You can give it to me as a gift in the Xbox store." I said, "Think I'm good, honestly." I was so toxic years ago, man. This is so good. They said, I would be very grateful to you, sir. Praying hands emoji. I was like, gonna ask you an honest question. How often does this work for you? They said, I have already received a gift here. There are very good people willing to help. And I just did not respond after that. I removed them and just... I'm dying at my own... I think I'm good, actually. I'm good. This is the tornado. Oh, Nimbus. Fuck. Why would you accept a friend request saying hi? Actually, it might not have even been a friend request. I don't think I was set to friends only back then.
You're leaving combat airspace. Turn back immediately.
I think I probably had my DMs open at that time. Since it was so long ago. I likely didn't even have to accept their friend request first. I am way back in my Discord DMs now. Oh my god.
You're leaving combat airspace. Turn back immediately.
Oh my god, I'm seeing names from people I haven't thought of in years.
Careful now, they're tracking you on radar.
And my streamer mode is on right now.
Missile evaded.
Release the troll chats? No.
Shut down. Alpha 1, engage the enemy. Watch out, the enemy has a lock on you.
Oh.
Shut down.
Bro. I'm so far back. I'm finding like my first ever Discord DMs from when I made my account.
1, engage the enemy.
And my DMs were open. Like some of these are just people who like saw my Twitch stream, I guess, because this is when I first started Twitch streaming around this time. Because I just have some that are like 9:56 a.m. random account messages me, hi.
Space, turn back immediately.
Same minute, actually. This account calls me. I missed a call. That lasted 4 minutes. They message a minute later, hi. 3 minutes later, I miss a call. That lasted 5 minutes. 9 minutes later, I miss a call. That lasted 5 minutes. Just random people trying to message / call me, I guess. False is messaging me. You stop. I'm looking through my old DMs. Old mods who don't mod for me anymore, but like some of my original Twitch mods, like helping me set up a Discord server because I had never used Discord before. Mutuals who I have not remembered for years. Who I'm genuinely like, now I'm sitting here, I'm like, do they even stream anymore? Like, what happened to this person?
Alpha 1, engage
What?
the enemy.
She ghost pinged me. She deleted whatever she messaged. False, you bitch. What did you message me? What did you message me? Like going back and trying to remember what the context was for my Xbox chats. That's what this feels like. The main Tekken guy posted some nice thoughts about the Dead or Alive creator. Oh yeah, they were very close, the two of them. They had a rivalry going on for years, like a well-known public rivalry. Okay, who the fuck is ghost pinging me? In the Discord, in the public server now. Who the fuck just did that?
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
Oh my god. Oh god. I got the achievement. Okay. Okay. I just found one that's like totally empty, and for a second I'm like, who was this person? Who I apparently added on Discord but never messaged. And I remember it was... Anyone remember Omegle? It was someone who we... Owen, friend of the show Owen, used to go on Omegle and stream his screen to us just to fuck around on it. And every once in a while he would meet someone who would be like, bro, invite them to the Discord, bro. I swear. The Carmine, like, avatar helmet picture is so good. With that message. That is awesome. That is actual gold. So no, it's gonna be a no. It's gonna be a no from me. I see how it is. It's a no. Give that poor sauce his Fallout 3. Fallout. I played like 20 minutes of Fallout 1 last night, like late last night. Because False is on her Fallout fixation, and I've had those, like, the original Fallouts in my library for years and never once touched them. I tried it. Terrible controls. Like, the worst controls, but the game seems sweet. The game seems really cool. So far, at least. I have no idea if I'm continuing it, but it seemed neat. I liked what I saw. I did. The poor bastards that are thinking the remaster of Fallout 3 is getting announced next week. I haven't heard this. People think it's happening next week. The Fallout 3 remaster is going to be the next Oblivion in this sense. Oh, Fallout 3 Remastered leaker tells fans not to expect Fallout Day reveal, as it's still too early in development, is like the most recent article about it. Which, it's not shocking, since they had both Oblivion and MGS Delta this year, that Fallout 3's remaster, even though it's been on the schedule, hadn't really gotten far along yet. It probably would have just been in some early production stages while they were working on everything else. But people don't want to hear that, so some people are still just thinking that next week on Fallout Day, it's gonna get revealed. They might do like a reveal trailer Right? I don't think Virtuous is working on it. It is Virtuous. That's been the leak like all along. It came from Virtuous Games' like production pipeline. It is Virtuous. Hot Sauce, can you buy me game? Yeah, Fallout 1 was cool. I took whatever the quirk or whatever it is. I don't remember what it's called in Fallout terms. I'm a very, very minor Fallout fan, so. But whatever it is, that yeah, Bloody Mess. I took Bloody Mess, the one that does nothing except for it causes every enemy that you kill in the game to jib in the most extreme way possible. I took that one. And I also took the gambling skill as one of my 3 main skills. Because, you know, I'm a man who enjoys a little risk. Also, this one we can't tie, Valentine. I only just saw it. We can't on Team Battle. It only works for BR, which I guess kind of makes sense. Play more tonight since I'm sicky. I could. Not a fan of Elder Scrolls series. I think you just need to give them a proper go. Which ones have you played again? Ow.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
A little bit of original Oblivion. Ooh. Never touched Skyrim. Okay. Original Oblivion has soul to it. I can always, you know, I can give it that. Ow. I can't take that away from it. It's got heart. The thing with original Oblivion is it's so mega jank that, what's it? That pretty much as soon as you start up the game, if you don't intricately understand the systems, you can immediately break it and make the game just straight up unfun to play. It is so fucked in that sense. And your chances of fucking it in that sense only go up the longer you stick with it. Because it's just more chances to make a similar mistake. You aren't feeling good? Yeah. She's not been feeling great. Thought no one would be playing Six's multiplayer. Thought it's dead. No, the servers are still up. I thought it was dead. I mean, it's dead in terms of player count. For sure. We've only been able to like get people on who we coordinate through the stream or like the Discord server or anything like that. It's fully dead in terms of player count. Like if you just hop on a random night, you're not going to find anyone. But if you can coordinate people to get onto it, then it still works just fine, like just right through Xbox Live. Have it logo? Shit. Big trade. 19 when I played Oblivion. Oblivion is solid. The original. The remaster does it a lot of favors, mostly just through fixing its systems. Oh, logo in chat. My bad. No, what's it? Yeah, Oblivion, the remaster does a lot because it fixes it, and you can still fuck yourself because it's still Oblivion at the core of it. So you can make similar mistakes, but because of the tweaks that have been made with the remaster, you are so much less likely to do it.
Shut down.
Yeah, that's Sam's. Oblivion, in my opinion, if you understand it, has a really nice balance between like deep RPG systems and just casual systems. Right? Like stuff that's really easy to just pick up and play. Oblivion excels with that sort of stuff. But it still has some of those deeper systems to sink your teeth into, but not much. I think what Oblivion does best is kind of meeting in the middle on that. It's kind of like how Fallout 3 and New Vegas are in terms of RPG systems. Maybe a little deeper in the sense that you need to understand the math behind stuff to really take advantage in Oblivion, more so than like in Bethesda's Fallout games. But yeah, I would say it's about the same in terms of that balance. Whereas like Skyrim is like Fallout 4, where they just made everything uber casual, like all the deep RPG stuff is just gone. It's just straight up not even there. Oh fuck. My first impressions were it was boring. Something that I always talk about with Elder Scrolls Now for checking it out is I don't recommend either of these games because I don't think either of them are particularly good. But if you're interested in checking them out, Elder Scrolls 1 and 2, Arena and Daggerfall, are both free on Steam. Bethesda, like 3 years ago, put them both on Steam and made them free. You just go and you go and claim them, and you have them forever. It's not a limited time thing. Just the first two Elder Scrolls games are totally free to grab and check out. I don't think either are good. They're both jank as fuck, and especially Arena is just honestly hard on the eyes and kind of gives me a migraine trying to play it. But they are there. You can just purely to see them and say that you've tried them. They're there. Totally free. But really, like, Morrowind is the Elder Scrolls game. I'm not huge on Oblivion. I like Oblivion. I'm not huge on it. I don't love Skyrim. I like Skyrim. Not really my game. But I can enjoy a little bit of Skyrim here and there. But Morrowind is like the one Elder Scrolls game that just carries so unbelievably hard for me. The other games could not exist, and I would just be a huge Morrowind fan. Because really, like, I'm not big on Arena or Daggerfall. Oblivion I like, but I don't love. Skyrim I like, but I don't love. Oblivion I fucking love. Or sorry, Oblivion, Morrowind, I meant to say. And that's a very lukewarm Elder Scrolls take. You ask anyone who's played all of them which one the best one is. And yeah, like anyone who has played Morrowind will just tell you that Morrowind is the best one. If anyone ever says an Elder Scrolls game other than Morrowind, ask them if they played Morrowind, they're gonna say no. Well, like, are they playable? Any game-breaking bugs? Game-breaking bugs out the fucking ass in Arena and Daggerfall. Like, seriously, an unbelievable amount of game-breaking bugs. They basically break if you look in their general direction. But they're there and they're free. They're fun to play with for like an hour or two. See it a little bit, dip your toes in. I've never gotten particularly far. I once tried to do a legit playthrough of Arena. And I got, I think, like 4 hours into it. Mods to fix them. Daggerfall, kind of, not really. With Daggerfall, there's a source port made in Unity. It's called Daggerfall Unity. That makes it much more playable on modern systems. But most of the bugs are still there. A few of them are fixed, but most of them are there. Arena, like, no. There's nothing to really improve Arena in that sense. But if you do a bit of Googling with either of them, there are people who swear by these games because if you can, like, get yourself around those things, there is fun to be found. It's those sort of games where it takes a little effort, but you can. Just, yeah, I've never gotten into one or two. I just always shout out that they're free because, like, yeah, if you have any interest in Elder Scrolls, you can just go and check out the first 2 games that will run on, like, a graphing calculator for free. Like, you can just go and look at them. You don't have to, like, dedicate yourself to a full playthrough. You could if you wanted to. But just from, like, a, like, gaming history standpoint, those are some pretty significant titles in terms of, like, influence and stuff that are just totally free to go and check out, right? That's normally why I mention it on stream. Really no reason other than that. I've never gotten through a playthrough of either of them. I've tried with both. Daggerfall is certainly a lot better than Arena. But you will also hear me throw shade at Daggerfall on occasion when the topic comes up. Just because there are people who swear by Daggerfall and are like, no, dude, it's actually the best Elder Scrolls ever made. You just have to really get into it. And I'm like, dude, no. Because Daggerfall has issues like Daggerfall. Here's something about Daggerfall. One of the bugs. And yeah, F16 again. We keep it classy. Daggerfall randomly generates all of its dungeons. For main quest, side quest, whatever, they're all randomly generated, right? That's fine. Modular generation off of tile sets and whatever works in a million games like on the market. You'll find all sorts of games that do that, and it's great. Daggerfall, however, has an issue where, like, the item that you're there for, like, if you get a quest to go and grab, like, this mystical artifact, said artifact can spawn, like, inside of the walls. Because the random generation doesn't work. It doesn't happen all the time, but maybe like 10%, 20% of the time, the literal item that you are there to get can be unobtainable because of the way that the dungeon generated. And if that happens, you have to go back to before you accepted the quest, because that's when the dungeons generate, is on accepting the quest, not upon entering the dungeon, like you might think. You have to go back to when you first accepted the quest, grab it, travel to the dungeon, and that's how you try to regenerate it. So Daggerfall has shit like that, where, like, literally if you're not save scumming the game and using multiple saves, you can just get soft locked left, right, and center. It has other issues that also soft lock your game. If you know your way around them, you can make Daggerfall a very playable experience, but there's a reason that I never necessarily recommend a full dedicated playthrough of Daggerfall. I more treat Daggerfall like a sandbox experience, if anything. Because Daggerfall, to be fair to it, is so incredibly ambitious, especially for when it came out. It was just like a fantasy life simulator. Daggerfall Unity, who? I don't even know her. Daggerfall Unity doesn't even fix the game that much. It fixes some things, but a lot of the issues with Daggerfall are so baked into the game that even the like small amount of fixes that Unity has, they make it better. They certainly make it more playable on modern systems just because it runs in Unity. But they don't fix Daggerfall. At least not yet. They're still working on it, but some of those things I don't think they'll ever be able to fix them, to be honest. Some of the issues with Daggerfall are just too foundational. To where, like, if you fix them, it's not even really Daggerfall anymore. What's so great about it? Just play it. Just play it. Trust me. Morrowind is so cheap on sale. It's so worth. Ooh. Damn.
Ground target destroyed. UAV launched.
I can't explain to you the magic of Morrowind. It must be experienced. There's nude mods for Daggerfall, of course there is.
Warning, incoming missile.
Of course there is. Why would there not be?
Enemy at 6 o'clock.
Morrowind scaled things back from Daggerfall in terms of, like I just said, Daggerfall was trying to be like a fantasy life sim. Right? Morrowind scaled things back a bit, but it is still so extensive in terms of its depth and content and replayability.
Alpha 1, engage.
It is legitimately, like, objectively on paper, Bethesda's most deep and intricate RPG they've ever made.
UAV launched.
Like, they've never made a game that complicated before or since. And a game with that much content. Morrowind has like 500 some quests. And they're not like randomly generated. They're all like deeply written with dialogue options, like branching dialogue options and stuff. Morrowind just has such an insane amount of content for a single player RPG in general. And then keep in mind it came out in like 2001, I think. And also was natively released on the Xbox somehow. I still don't know how they pulled that off. The port was terrible. When I was a kid, I played the Xbox version, and it was awful.
Target destroyed.
But they somehow got it running on an Xbox. Got it all packed up in an Xbox.
Missile was evaded.
And it's got a lot of like very tabletop RPG elements to it too, which are neat, are really cool.
Watch out, the enemy has a lock on you.
But yeah, Morrowind does go on sale for like $4. Not even that rarely.
Warning, incoming.
Like Morrowind, I feel like goes on sale pretty frequently, actually.
Shut down.
Oh, the X-SAM got me. Fuck. Those things are brutal, dude.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
What? But no, Morrowind is legit one of the best RPGs ever.
Ground target destroyed.
It's one of those RPGs that I glaze for good reason. Because there aren't many RPGs that I glaze that hard. There are like 3 of them.
Incoming missile.
They're Morrowind, Mass Effect 2, and what's it? Knights of the Old Republic are like the 3
Missile evaded.
that I always glaze super hard when it comes to RPGs. We'll go back to how old games were in terms of intricacies. No fucking way they do that. No. Because the thing is, Bethesda made their huge money. Like, you know, Morrowind sold really well. And Oblivion sold even better. But Bethesda didn't make
Shut down.
the Bethesda money
Before I bend your penis.
until they really simplified things and made like Skyrim and Fallout 4. Those were the games that made them the most money.
Engage the enemy.
Because their appeal was so broad. They were so easy to get into.
Jammers reduce our radar efficiency and also interfere with
So
missile fire. Be cautious.
frictionless and inoffensive to pick up and play. Like Fallout 4, you literally can't even turn down a quest if you try to.
Missile.
They took any friction out. Even if you're trying to reject a quest, you're still gonna end up with that quest. You literally cannot say no in that game. They give you the illusion of dialogue options, but then those options don't do anything. Like what people really want? I hope so. Because Oblivion Remastered did keep a lot of those deeper systems that were in Oblivion. Mind you, Oblivion was much less, was much more frictionless than Morrowind or Daggerfall or anything that came before it.
Missile evaded.
But Oblivion still had a lot of deeper systems, and it still had the ability to like totally fuck your save file if you made stupid decisions and put yourself in a bad spot like that. It had some of those classic RPG things that are like, yeah, you could just fucking like basically lose this whole character. Not literally,
Incoming missile.
but you can effectively put yourself in a spot where there's no recovering from this. So Oblivion has some of that stuff, and I hope that
Missile missed.
it's selling so well with the remaster does signal,
Shut down.
at least to Bethesda, that there's more desire for that than they think. But even then, I don't know if doing a game with Oblivion's kind of depth will make them the money that they're looking for, if that makes sense. Because mind you, they're looking for like Skyrim, Fallout 4 level successes.
Incoming missile. Stage complete. All aircraft return to
They
base.
wouldn't be happy with something that sold like Oblivion sold originally, if that makes sense.
One. Engage the enemy.
Get the!
Why wouldn't it make money? Too much friction. Granted, there's less of that now. But even then, like I say that, among more dedicated gamers, like people who game significantly more than average, there's 110% a desire for games to go back to having more friction. But like, on the mass market, the best-selling games every year are still like Call of Duty, FIFA, Hogwarts Legacy. So in terms of like mass market sales, generally you still see the games that have little to no friction being the top sellers every time. Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is certainly an exception. Added those frictions and it won Game of the Year. How many copies did Baldur's Gate 3 sell? Because it was a lot. 15 million. 15 million is a shit ton. How much did Skyrim sell? Just to put it into perspective, over 60 million. How much did Fallout 4 sell? About 15 million. About the same as Baldur's Gate 3. I thought Fallout 4 sold more than that. What version of Skyrim? I think that's including all of them, probably. But, like... yeah, Skyrim is on multiple platforms and stuff. Multiple consoles. Current progression in AC6. All the single player is done. We're just grinding the multiplayer achievements now. But everything single player is done. Everyone I know has at least 2 copies of Skyrim. True. I have 2. I have one on 360 and one on Steam.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
I played it first on 360 and then bought it on PC once I moved over as well. Since you need to get the medals are kind of a bitch.
Shut down.
How much did Rogue Trader sell? $1 million.
Alpha 1,
I was gonna say Rogue Trader definitely is not anywhere up there. About 1 million. Which is a little more than I would have expected, because I feel like no one really played Rogue Trader. To be real.
shut down. Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
How many people knew Larian before Baldur's Gate 3? Not many. I knew them because of Divinity. But I was definitely in the minority because I like CRPGs. Oh shit, he still got me.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
Someone buy Poor Sauce Skyrim. Even if it's in his Steam family, he won't feel compelled to play it unless someone spends money on him. Niche as hell. It's crazy how well Baldur's Gate 3 did. Yeah, and Baldur's Gate 3, it's so weird. Because, like, Baldur's Gate 3 was phenomenal. It would be crazy to try to say that it wasn't. It absolutely, like, it was that good. It really was.
Shut down.
But I'm also just so, like, surprised that people actually went for it like that. On that sort of scale. Like, the amount of people who played Fallout 4 played Baldur's Gate 3. And I think a lot of that probably was press. And, like, I know my buddy who has never played a CRPG in his life because he hates isometric, he hates turn-based, you know, yada yada. All the things he always told me over the years when I would recommend one. He played it because literally I just told him it is Dungeons and Dragons in a video game form. And he was like, oh, fuck yeah, I love D&D. And he bought it. And he played the shit out of it, like over 100 hours. Despite, you know, him being so opposed to turn-based and all that.
Log on.
He played way more of it than I did.
Shut down.
Bro, I can't get out of these jousts are just death. Sam jousts are just impossible to actually, like, you have to get it just right.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
It is the craziest game of chicken doing this. Loving D&D but hating turn-based is wild. Yeah, I don't know. He's one of those guys who every time he does play a turn-based game, he fucking loves it. So he definitely doesn't hate turn-based like that. He just thinks he does. As weird as it might sound to say. Because if he ever like, I got him into XCOM too. I convinced him to play like the Fire Axis XCOM games. Bro, he played the fuck out of those. He played like Long War after completing classic mode Iron Man. Like, he got that into it, for people who know the new XCOM games. He was into it enough to play Long War after already playing enough to figure out the game and get consistent enough at it to win a classic difficulty Iron Man playthrough. Like, he loved the new XCOM games. Yet he will just straight up, like, if you recommend him anything turn-based, he's like, oh no, I don't fuck with turn-based. So as weird as it might sound to say, like, no, this person does like this stuff in games, they just don't think they do. There are genuinely times where that's the case. As crazy as it sounds when you say it out loud. Don't let anyone tell you that that's not a thing that can happen.
Do you know who woofs woofs? I can show the DMs. Do you know who woofs woofs in my DMs? Someone that is in this chat.
Missile evaded.
Which one of you fuckers is it? Who is woof woofsing? Except me. What do you mean, except you?
Bibbidi bobbidi bitch.
Ain't me? Couldn't be. Except you for thinking that you hate things, but you don't? I would never woof woof. Sure you wouldn't. I believe you.
Lock on.
I'm flying right now. Not me, I don't got DM privileges. I think that False is saying that it can happen that people say they dislike things in games when they actually don't. I think she's saying except me to that. And she is so full of shit on that.
Missile evaded.
Any screenshots you see are fabricated. Oh, what's this Discord ping I just received? Hold on. I have a ping on Discord. Conveniently timed. But, I'm trying to think of stuff for False. Because I could pick some where, like, she enjoys it playing stuff with me, but she wouldn't otherwise enjoy it. So I feel like that's not necessarily...
Reporting incoming.
what's it?
Lock on.
I feel like that's not necessarily a good example. But, like, she always says if she ever sees a game with an isometric perspective, she's like, oh my god, I couldn't play it, it's isometric. She actually doesn't know what isometric is, or at least she didn't until recently. She knows now. She would have said bird's eye, seeing isometric. She's like, no, bird's eye view, can't play it. I won't like it. Yet she's the one hyper fixated on, like, Fallout 1 right now and convincing me to play it so that she can watch me go through it and help me with it. So if she likes the game beyond the viewpoint, she has no issues with isometric. She showed me the new 3.0, no cap. Did she actually? Oh, what is this in my Discord inbox?
Warning, incoming missile.
I wish I've seen it. It's wild. I just remember her being so shocked by it.
Radar locked. Fired.
Fired.
Warning, incoming missile.
Cheeky bitch.
Missile evaded.
No. We tied. No. Damn it.
Stage complete. All aircraft return.
No one wins.
Alpha 1, engage the enemy.
I like how AC-6's cockpits for its jets have moving maps in it. Oh, do they? I don't even feel like I noticed that. That was the last one. I only got 3 minutes. And I got shit to do immediately after stream. I have to leave the house. Pray for me. I have to leave the house. Sorry I was late. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, it is about that time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub, follow, whatever. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing all sorts of stuff. Like, tomorrow we're doing Yakuza, I think. Yakuza 2, right? I believe that's... Yes, tomorrow's Yakuza 2. But we're also doing, like, Resident Evil, Metal Gear. I'm missing one. No, that is it. This... Yeah, that's all right. Never mind. We're doing all sorts of stuff. Come back for any of it. Also, if you enjoyed, leave a like. Algorithm. You know how that goes. It boosts it. I appreciate it. Thank you if you've done so already. Thank you if you're about to do so. If you're looking for links to anything else outside of Twitch or YouTube to engage with the community, check out links in the description below. Or if you're on Twitch, they're on the channel page. They're in chat commands. Things like Twitter, Discord server, whatever. Those are all there. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you always back here next time. I hope you all have the rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream. And goodbye.